Welcome back, guys, to another Friday Gamer Log. As usual, I'll be talking about the games that I've been playing, games that will be coming up in the direct future for YouTube, and any games that I have bought or want to buy. So, without further ado, let's get this thing started. Alright, as far as Animal Crossing City Folk is concerned, I had another visit from the walrus artist named Wendell. I gave him a black bass and he gave me the grass pattern, which I stored at the Able Sisters store, as usual. I also got another new item from Crazy Red. I got the Mama Panda from him, which was pretty nice to get another new item. I was hoping to get the birthday cake today because today was my birthday, but I didn't realize that you're supposed to buddy up with a neighbor at least 1 week before your birthday in order to get it. So that kinda sucks, but I'll keep that in mind for next year. Hopefully I'll be able to obtain the item then, and then I'll be able to give the birthday cake to Wendell and get the pattern from that. As far as the run of Super Mario RPG is concerned, I made my way to Seaside Town and I talked to the Elder, which opened up the way to the sea. I went to the sea and went through this pretty small cave. I found a star there and I used that to defeat some enemies and I gained a few level ups in the process, which was really nice. I made my way through the cave. Like I said before, it was pretty small, and then I wound up in the outdoor area. Once I was there, I went into the water and found the sunken ship. I entered the sunken ship, then made my way through the area. I went through all the puzzles for all the clues and everything, even though I already knew the answer to the final puzzle. I always like to go through all the rooms anyway, because you can get some pretty nice items and a good amount of money for doing so. So I always like to go through the entire ship every time that I play through this game. Throughout the first part of the ship, my party was Mario, Bowser, and Peach. But I eventually switched out Bowser for Mallow. I found Mallow's magic to be a lot more effective on all the various ghost-type enemies throughout the ship. Eventually, whenever I got to this room, I put in the answer to the puzzle, which is whenever it opened up the door and I had to fight this boss, or a mini-boss of sorts, I guess is what it would be here on the ship. My strategy for this boss was to have Mario constantly use his super jump attack. I had Peach usually using Group Hug, but if nobody needed healed, then I had her attack physically. I thought that Mallow's lightning magic would do more damage on this enemy, but it didn't do all that much actually. Pretty much the only attack that did decent damage was Mario's super jump move. I actually got over 30 hits with it on this boss as well, so I can get this special reward for that later, which is pretty nice. I made my way deeper into the ship after I defeated this boss. I actually got a game over as I was making my way throughout the second area. It was in this battle right here. I defeated the 2 starfish-type enemies, and then once they were down and out, the 2 jellyfish-type enemies both used an attack called Solidify, which did a lot of damage to Mario, Mallow, and Peach, and they used the attacks one right after the other, so I couldn't heal between them, and that wound up getting me a game over. But that's alright though, because I saved not long before that happened, so it's all good. I was a little more careful at my second attempt throughout the later part of the ship. I avoided most random encounters if I could, and I eventually came across some pirates, which I had to fight, but they went down really easily. I had Mallow use his Thunderbolt attack to damage them all at once, and I had Mario use his physical attacks. I had Peach heal if necessary, and if no healing was needed, then I had her do her physical attacks. They went down without any trouble at all. I tried to progress deeper into the ship after that, but it wasn't long before I was attacked by some more pirates. These pirates kinda took themselves out though. The pirates at the top of the stairs tried to throw a barrel at Mario, but he dodged in and took out the pirates at the bottom of the stairs. This is a pretty hilarious scene, and it's one of my favorite parts of the pirate ship. Once that scene was over, I had to fight a couple of more pirates, which they went down just as easily as the previous group did. I used the exact same strategy to destroy them as well. Right after I defeated them, I came across the next star, which was in the possession of the pirate leader named Johnny, and of course I had to do a boss battle against that character, but it was a pretty easy boss battle. I used the usual strategy with these 3 characters. I had Mario constantly using his super jump attack on Johnny. I had Peach use her physical attack, or if healing was needed, then I had her use Group Hug. And for Mallow, I had him use the Thunderbolt attack to do damage to all of the pirates at once, and occasionally use Psychopath to see how much HP that Johnny had remaining. About halfway through the battle, Johnny boosted his stats, and then I had to fight him one-on-one with Mario. I just continued the usual strategy. I had Mario constantly using the super jump attack for damage, and that was really about it. Johnny went out without too much trouble. I eventually ran out of flower points, and then I had to start using my physical attack, but it still wasn't too hard. Overall, this was a pretty easy boss battle, but it was still a really fun one nonetheless. Once Johnny was defeated, I got the next star added to my collection. I always really like this part of the game. I just really like going through the ship and all the optional rooms that there are along the way that you can go through in order to find the clues to the answer to the riddle that takes you to the first boss of this area. This is just a really fun part of the game, in my opinion. I also find the ship to be a pretty good spot to level up if you need to do any level grinding. Most of the enemies are pretty easy, and they give you some pretty decent experience as well. After I got the 5th star added to my collection, I went back to Seaside Town where the citizens were waiting for me. But as it turns out, they were not the real citizens, and instead they locked the real ones up and threatened to torture them if we didn't give them the 5th star. So of course I did just that, and then they ran off, and of course I gave chase and I cornered them. They tried to run off, but Johnny and some of his pirates blocked them and kept them from running away. I always really liked that Johnny came back to help you. That's some pretty nice character development for him, in my opinion. With nowhere left to run, the fake citizens eventually fused into the next one of Smithy's generals, Yardiovich, I believe is how you pronounce his name. The battle against him was the toughest one so far in the entire game. It was pretty challenging. I meant to switch Mallow out for Gino before I started this battle, but I forgot to. But Mallow didn't do too bad throughout this fight. About halfway through the battle, Mario got killed by a really hard-hitting attack, and I didn't have any pick-me-ups to revive him with either, and Peach didn't know her reviving special move yet either, so once Mario was dead, he is dead permanently for the rest of the fight. So that left us with just Mallow and Peach. And Peach survived for a little while. She survived up until about 3/4 the way through the fight, and then she also got killed. So I was left with Mallow and Mallow alone to go through this fight. And he wound up making it throughout the entire battle, but I had to waste all of my Yoshi cookies in favor of turning them into Yoshi candies so that I could recover HP with them. And I also even used the Kiro Kiro Cola to heal Mallow. I used every single one of my healing items in order to keep Mallow alive throughout this battle. But he stuck with it and he defeated this next boss, so he didn't do too bad in the end. Once Yardiovich was defeated, he left behind a key, which I picked up and used to unlock the shack where he had imprisoned all of the citizens at. Once they were all released, I went ahead and bought some more equipment for Mario and the rest of the team, and then I went back to the ship and leveled up for a little while. I leveled up the team to level 14, so they should be well equipped to handle the next area that we go through. Once all of the citizens had left the shack that they were locked up in, the Elder gave me a flower box, which was really nice. I usually hold on to flower point upgrades like that for whenever I'm going through dungeons, just in case I get low on flower points. I can use the upgrade to fully replenish all of my flower points, as well as give me a new max total, of course. Another thing that I always do at this part of the game is I turn in all the mushrooms that I collected at the forest to the Mushroom Boy here in Seaside Town. I usually get a pretty good amount of items from him. This time around I got 2 maple syrups and 2 rock candies for all the mushrooms that I turned in, which is pretty nice. Those will come in handy later. I also did a little bit more gaming in Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U over the course of this week. I decided to use up some more of my Crazy Order tickets in order to get some items. I mostly focused on collecting CDs as well as Smash Bros. Related items like the outfits for the Miis and all that kind of stuff. I didn't end up using all of my tickets, but I used up quite a few of them. I stuck with using my customized Mario that uses the home run bat, and I'd usually go about 10 or 11 turns before I would fight Crazy Hand and redeem my rewards, and that worked out pretty good overall for me. I also did a little bit more work in the challenge where you had to break 50,000 blocks in Trophy Rush. I haven't completed that challenge, but I did do quite a bit of Trophy Rush and got some more new trophies, so that's nice at least. I'll complete that challenge eventually. Coming up this week as far as YouTube gaming is concerned, we're going to be making more progress in the blind run of Metroid the Other Rim for the Nintendo Wii. As far as video game pickups is concerned, today, May 22nd, is my 28th birthday, and I got a little bit of money for my birthday, so I went in and decided to download a game off of the Nintendo eShop. I had my sights set on Donkey Kong 64, Golden Sun, or Mega Man Battle Network, and in the end I decided to go ahead and get Mega Man Battle Network because I'm a really huge fan of Mega Man, and I've never really played any of the Battle Network games, so I think that it's time to expand a little. I was never interested in trying out any of the Battle Network games whenever they were first released because they were so different from the Mega Man games that I was used to, which was the Classic and X series games, but I'm not like that anymore and I'm actually quite curious to see what they're like. I also got my first 2 Amiibos for my birthday. My friends Seth and Kaylee got them for me. These are my 2 favorite video game characters, and now the only other Amiibo that I'm really looking out for is a Link Amiibo, but those can be easily found, I think. I went in and downloaded Amiibo Tap right after I got these 2 Amiibos. Amiibo Tap is kind of an interesting little game of sorts. It's basically like a glorified demo, I guess is how I could put it. Basically, whenever you scan one of your Amiibos, you'll get a certain game that will be assigned just to that Amiibo. Then you can play through 8 different scenes from the game that gets assigned to that said Amiibo. The game that I got for my Mega Man Amiibo was Super Metroid, which I messed around with it for a little bit and went through all the different scenes. And of course I've beaten this game a lot, so I already knew what went on with all the scenes. And yeah, as you can probably tell, you got a time limit for each of the different scenes. That's just basically your demo time limit. And you can come back and play the little demos as many times as you want to. So yeah, Amiibo Tap is kind of interesting, but still it's not that special in my opinion. Like I said, it's basically like a glorified demo type game of sorts. I'm not sure if you get anything special for unlocking all the demos with various Amiibos, and honestly I don't know if I'll ever unlock all the games in Amiibo Tap either, because the only other Amiibo that I really have my sights on at the moment is a Link Amiibo. I'm sure that I'll get other Amiibos down the road, but as of right now the only other one that I'm interested in is a Link. The game that I unlocked with my Donkey Kong Amiibo was the original Legend of Zelda. Basically all of the scenes with the original Legend of Zelda demo were mostly just bosses. You just basically fought all the different bosses from the various dungeons, except for the first scene, which lets you kind of explore the overworld. But the rest of the scenes basically just put you up against all the different bosses throughout the game, which go by really quickly, of course, if you know what you're doing. I'm curious to see what the Donkey Kong and Mega Man Amiibos are going to do with the characters' respective games, but then again I wouldn't be too surprised if they made all brand new Amiibos to go with those new games, like what they did with Yoshi's Woolly World and stuff like that. Personally, I think that they're kind of overdoing it with the Amiibos, but I don't know, that's just my personal opinion on them. Like I said, right now the only other Amiibo that I really got my sights set on is a Link Amiibo. Other than that, I'm not really interested in trying to collect them all, although they do look really cool. I also registered both of my Amiibos with Mario Kart 8 and I unlocked the Mega Man outfit as well as the Donkey Kong outfit. The Mega Man outfit looks amazing, but so does the Donkey Kong one. I really like the flames on Donkey Kong's helmet, but Mega Man's outfit looks just like Mega Man, and that's my new favorite character to use is my Mii with the Mega Man outfit. I also played some Mario Kart 8 with my friend Seth. I used my new outfits as I was racing him, of course, which that was a lot of fun to do some more Mario Kart 8. We did all of our races on 150cc so that we wouldn't be running off the road all the time like we were on 200cc. My friend Seth also has a couple of Amiibos himself. He has a Villager Amiibo and a Link Amiibo, and he used their outfits while we raced, so that was also pretty cool. One of my favorite details about the Mega Man outfit is that it has an energy tank mark on his back, which that wasn't a necessary detail, but that's still really cool in my opinion. I also registered the Amiibos with Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. I haven't registered the Donkey Kong Amiibo yet, but I did register the Mega Man one. I trained my Mega Man Amiibo all the way up to level 50 myself. I did a whole bunch of one-on-one matches against him to get him up to level 50. My Mega Man Amiibo is strong enough that he can take on level 9s with no problems now, so I like to put him up against level 9s and watch him fight because he'll sometimes get items that I can use, which is pretty cool. I didn't use any custom moves or any badges on this Amiibo. I just left him with the default settings because that's how I usually prefer using my characters, with the exception of a few like my customized Mario that I use in crazy orders. I also played some Super Smash Bros. With my friend Seth over the past week. We played both the 3DS and the Wii U version, which was a lot of fun. I also played through Dungeons & Dragons Chronicles of Mystara with my friend Seth. This is a really fun beat-em-up type game, and it had been a pretty long time since we last played through this together. There are 2 games that you can play through on Chronicles of Mystara. You can go through Tower of Doom or Shadows over Mystara. We always go through Shadows over Mystara because it has more characters and the gameplay is a little bit better. Alright, time for the question of the week. The question of the week this week is for all you gamers out there looking to widen your gaming skills. The question of the week this week is, what video game franchise are you most interested in trying that you haven't played a game in yet? Are you interested in trying out the Crash Bandicoot series but you just haven't had the time to play through one of his games yet? How about a Kirby game? What about Mega Man? What video game franchise are you most interested in that you haven't played a game in yet? And don't forget that if you'd like to submit your own question of the week, please feel free to do so. Just be sure to submit it through a PM and not a comment. Any questions submitted through comments will not be included in next Friday's Gamer Log. So yeah, that's what I've been playing throughout the past week. It was really nice to finally be able to put some more time into Super Mario RPG, and I'm especially looking forward to trying out Mega Man Battle Network. Expect to see a big update for Mega Man Battle Network in the next Friday's Gamer Log, because I'm planning on playing that quite a bit throughout this week. Whatever the case, be sure to keep an eye out for some more in the blind run of Metroid the Other M coming up this week. And well, that is it for this Friday's Gamer Log, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you for watching.